Bitch, on these days are pricey. Can I be your wifey? You don't know I love you. Can you hold me tight? And you do it copyright. And we riding this a thing. You riding me for life. Can you be my lifeline? Baby, for a lifetime. Can you give me what I need? Baby, it's a ride. You got what I need, baby. Is it love for real? Can you let me know for sure? Yeah, I wanna feel. You already. Well, it appears that these last couple of days that the music industry has been shaken up, and not just the music industry. I would say the higher up people, like things are getting shook. They're shaking the mother freaking table, and I don't really know how to feel about it because I'm not none of them folks. You know what I'm saying? But there's been some strong allegations that have been put out there into music land, the TV land, that may or may not be true. And people are coming up with their own explanation, their own stories, their own interpretation. And the crazy thing is, I don't think Diddy's speaking on it, but he is the topic of one of the strongest topics, you know? And I think when he has been questioned about it in the past, because I think he was on the Breakfast Club and they asked him the question, he was like, I don't really just entertain such things, which I don't blame him, because if it's not true, it's really nothing really to talk about. However, if more than one person is saying the same thing, it kind of looks like the arrows are pointing in one direction. But hey, it could be very smart legally to watch what you say, of course, and maybe his lawyer, because I'm sure he got 1, 2, or 3. Maybe they told him to watch his mouth. Cool. May not be able to watch his hands, allegedly, according to some people, but he needs to watch his mouth, and he know how to watch his mouth. Or does he? Because apparently he got a mouth too, allegedly. And he caught a lot of shots, allegedly. So I don't know. But the word on the street is that Bad Boy is in some hot water. Okay. And it's not looking that good. I'm not really going into all the allegations. A lot of people know what's been said, what's been heard. And it's kind of like pins dropping, needles, people waiting and listening for needles. But nobody's really talking about the issue, at least not from the Bad Boys end, which I can respect it. But it looks like more people have been brought into the situation and more people are looking at, and it's really getting ugly. And crazy enough, Suge allegedly is still locked up, allegedly. He was supposed to be in jail for popping Tupac. That's crazy. That's absurd. Well, hey, I don't know, because I think back in the day, I did think he did. My bad, because I didn't know no better, you know. But now thinking about it, I don't know. But how you going to pop somebody who in a car with you? Allegedly, they was in the car together. So, I don't know, Steven. Something's not mathing, Steven. I don't know. But what I do know is, allegedly, it's looking like it's not an accident, and they do have Keefe D in custody, and Keefe D said he was paid by a certain celebrity to take out Pop. That's all I know. And who the celebrity is, he's pointing fingers at Diddy, you know who, but I don't know. It hasn't been confirmed or denied. But then too, people could have went as a go-between, so you never know if he was actually a person or somebody just said he was a person to throw somebody off the track. You just never know. But I do know Suge Knight has been doing a podcast with another person via collect calls from jail, and he's talking. And one thing that he's talking about is the fact that he would not be in unfavor. He would be in favor of sitting down and having a conversation with Diddy. And I mean, I think that's a smart move. And he's also clearing up some things and giving some more information on some things that I kind of thought about. I didn't want to think about it. But some people who may be involved who kind of hit their hand. But that's the whole thing. It was a whole operation. Don't think it's just one motherfucking person. Literally, heads could roll. It's not just one person, obviously. And that's the crazy part. Because because the deal is, somebody could have made a move unless somebody let people make a move. True enough, they was gangster thugs and stuff like that in the industry. And this is Suge. He's the one said, okay, I have a meeting with Pac. But the big muscular guy who I think was a producer? a bodyguard. I used to think he was a bodyguard, but it appears that like he was like a producer or something. I don't know. Well, anyway, last time I talked about it, I was like, y'all need to let that man go. And I didn't really know that they had him in jail for allegedly popping too. So he might be getting out if Keefe is the one who goes behind jail. But according to Suge, he don't want to wish their life on nobody. And I respect that. He said not even public. Because basically, just like me, I feel like that ain't a place for nobody. That'll probably make you go crazy. Like, I can see a year, but being there for long periods of time, you're going to be a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, I feel like, because, yeah, it's just disgusting, I would imagine, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got to spend there time in there for a couple hours just to, being there. It was a little cold and uncomfortable, and, yeah, food was disgusting. But anyway, so I don't know how the actual place is, but I just know I had a temporary visit, But yeah. Anyway, it was dismissed, Somebody tried to, it was dismissed basically. Anyway, because nothing was filed by anybody. It was just a misunderstanding apparently. But I can see why they did what they did. So ain't no hard feelings, But I got out the same day. So it don't really count. So anyway, so it was like, back to the situation. Suge said that he kind of, watched out for Tupac, made sure he was good. But the word on the street was that Suge, popped too. I thought Suge was in for... You know what? Now I think about it, Eazy-E. I heard a story about him and Eazy-E a while back, but I don't know. Which is crazy. Anyway, I ain't gonna get into that. But we're talking about Pop. And the crazy thing is, people do stuff, a lot of dumb stuff when they're young. And then they end up having to pay the consequences for it in their older age. But the deal is, the funny thing about it is, even though people are talking, people been knowing this stuff. People been talking. People been seeing Diddy doing certain things and didn't say nothing. So it's kind of like, why say something now? You kind of a part of the problem. But then too, when you're young, especially in the industry, you come up very young. Like people enter the industry a lot of times in their teen years, like 13, 14, 15. 16, allegedly, they scout people out young. So I don't know when any of these people got into the industry. So I don't know, how they were groomed, how they was brought up, how they was whatever, coerced to feel a certain way, do a certain thing. But I will say this, because also things that come out about Jamie. And that's the whole thing. If you start naming names, start pointing fingers, like you ain't gonna have nothing left, because the industry is a very dark and dangerous and scary place, sorta. You know what I'm saying? Like, people got skeletons in the closet for real, like for real, allegedly, according to theory. And it wouldn't be many people left in the industry. And if you really knew some of the stories, and if you really knew some of the things that was said, done, allegedly, you probably wouldn't be with hardly anybody in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, if one person gets thrown on the bus, it's like all of them might as well. Because I feel like a lot of them have done some weird, crazy-ish just to get ahead. And that's why people call it as selling out, selling your soul, because it's like you're not even thinking about the consequences. You just trying to get that money. You're trying to get that bread. And don't realize you're very disposable, and that money ain't everything. So it's like you can go through a lot of people, and there's a lot of allegations, a lot of hearsay, a lot of things said about the industry. Hollywood, like stuff that goes on behind the scene. People doing this, people doing that. It's so much stuff that you really don't know what's true, what's not true. I can't keep up. But I will say that Diddy has been in control like an empire for a long period of time, and I'm sure he does have the backing to get this office back if need be. But if you're gonna knock one person down, you might as well knock and chunk the whole people, because everybody is Diddy's friend. Everybody has been in Diddy's circles. Everybody has been in Diddy's parties. So it's kind of like they co-conspirators in some form or fashion, and maybe that's the master plan. I would say he's a mastermind a little bit. He's a little bit of a mastermind. But the point is, it's like we could go on and on and on and on. And then what we're going to do, we will listen to nobody's songs, nobody music, nobody movies. Because I done heard some crazy things on a lot of people, and some things are dark, some things are crazy. Then you hear stories about the Illumi, they having people do this, you gotta do this to get in, you gotta sacrifice this, you gotta do this to your family, you gotta do this to yourself, and you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta do. To me, it sounds like modern day slavery. And that's the crazy part, is because you thought you left something and you ran right back into it. But if you don't know, allegedly the industry, Hollywood, is run by a lot of people that are not even like our color, like as far as black people. Of course, Hollywood has white and black people in it, but people be thinking that a lot of black people is running the show, black people running the shot, they calling the shots, but they ain't calling nothing but a name, a number, a paycheck, a wallet drop. Like, they get told by people that don't look nothing like us what to do. So, like I said before, he can't make no moves unless somebody let him make the moves. Because I feel like the people that do run the show know everything that go on, from everybody who gets signed to everybody go through the door. And if these people are not going to be held accountable, then I don't feel like nobody should be held accountable, because somebody had to know what was going on. Somebody had to see what's going on. So like I said, get somebody else to do your dirty work. You thinking that you leaving the man and you end up working for the man to do whatever he wants you to do just because of $1, just chasing somebody for $1. That's why they say money is the root of, of people. It can be, depending on the person, but it's not the root of that. Money is a good thing. Money can be a blessing. Most people need money to survive. So all I can say is it's best to let some of this stuff go. I don't know. I think he should meet with Suge, even though I don't really see a point too much. But if anybody would know if Tupac is alive, I feel like Suge would know. He probably would know some more details than most people would say. And I just don't see why he's still locked up, because I'm sure Suge knows why he's locked up, and it's probably due to a certain person and the strings they hold and the strings they carry and the people that back them up. So I feel like he done forgave and let live, and he just ready to go home to his family, to his kids. And I don't know, I wouldn't mind seeing the conversation, because I don't feel like, because when you get a certain age, you ain't really just trying to do too much. You may pay somebody else to do it, but you're not trying to do too much, So I think that's interesting to know that he would do a sit down, I don't know how Puffy sit down with everybody else in the industry. He might be willing to sit down with him, because it almost seems like Puffy is a gatekeeper. Like everybody usually go see Puffy. That's the crazy part. And apparently, I ain't gonna say that. So I don't, y'all. Let me know how y'all feel about this, because I feel like this is just open up a can of worms and maybe don't need to be opened up. And if you're going to throw the stone and finger at one person, you might as well throw the stone and finger at a lot of people and several people, because it goes deep into the rabbit hole. It goes deep, deep, deep. Like, people is just on some other fugazi time just to get ahead, just get in the limelight, just get that money, just get that bag. When the crazy thing is, you don't have to be a bad person to get that. But people don't know that. People don't think about that, because a lot of our knowledge was stripped away at certain Avery time where they was burning books at the cross and at the stake. And now we doing the same thing to our own people and our own kind just for a white-faced dollar bill. That's crazy. But it is what it is, and we just had to talk about it. We had to get into it, and that's just that on that.